These Ninja Podcast. It's your boy Double Brown with Joy PC, Loso, and Smoke One. This is season 2, episode 3, and we coming at you hot and live, hot and ready like a little Caesar pizza in this bitch, man. You did what I'm saying? Hey, everybody, say what's up, man.
Yeah.
What's up? What's
What-
up?
what's cracking for today, man? What we on? What we on?
Well, today we're gonna be talking about that whole Drink Champs interview of the game. Take y'all take of what y'all think about game, and in my opinion, the buffoonery of the stuff he was saying on there was just crazy. So
It was definitely some coonery going on around that bitch. Now, this nigga got on here and talk about Kanye's did more for my career than Dr. Dre did. And I'm like, nigga, in 2 weeks, nigga, get real, man. Like, he's the king of liars to me. I mean, but it's always some epic shit though. So he keeps you intrigued with what he's gonna say because you know it's gonna be some lies, but you know it's gonna be some interesting lies. So you stay plugged in just to see exactly what he's gonna say, so you can be like, nigga, you lying.
yeah. No, it was definitely to me a lot of craziness. Like he tried to be like Kanye. He had his whole mask and whole outfit going on, all mysterious, looking like Ye. So I don't know, man. He came off with lies. He was just straight wilding. Like nigga was wilding. That's all I got honestly say. Drinking expensive ass tequila or Clase Azul. That shit like $200-$300 a bottle. Nigga, not playing.
And he downed it.
Yeah.
Like I drink this whole bottle. I like, man, I know that nigga fell off the stage pissy than a motherfucker when that shit was over. Man.
Oh yeah, they took a long break, I bet. Probably in the back. Because they had him first and then they had Whack 100 come on the interview after.
Yeah, the second part.
The second part of that interview, which is all together, but that was like, I guess they did Game first, they did his own thing, and then they brought in Whack because they wanted to talk to Whack about some crazy stuff he was saying too. So
yeah.
And Whack was talking about crazy stuff, but we'll get into it after. But yeah, right now we just speaking on what Game has been saying. So yeah, I think he is crazy for all that blasphemy. Dr. Dre definitely did help him out. He had a lot of lies into his stories. I know Loso was talking about it with the whole. Let the audience know, Loso.
Man, dude's a clown, bro.
Nah.
dude's a whole clown.
That's your boy though.
Nah, never that. That wasn't my guy.
He was your favorite out of G Unit.
Man, you tripping. Banks, get it right.
Banks
is the best one.
Wait a second. Did you hear what a nigga say? He a better rapper than Eminem and all that shit. I like.
Mm-hmm. He did say that.
Stop, man. I mean, niggas get just a little bit. You give niggas an inch and they take a whole mile.
Yeah, you also seen he backtracked it too real quick on that statement.
Like, nigga.
It was definitely weird about the whole situation. The way you, like Joey was talking about, he came in looking like Kanye and this, and I'm not trying to hate on the game. You know, I respect what he do and everything like that. He's a shot caller out there, but like, yo, you trying to put that into, fruition or however they say it. You try to put it out there in the air that you better than somebody and you know you not. Me personally, I'm saying be a realist. Like, some people's better than you. You got to at least admit that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the whole point of the hip hop game, though, is to try to out-rap the next best person.
Yeah. Test each other all the time.
Yeah. I mean, even the greats, their story behind, not kind of related to this, but we've heard stories of, the Just Blaze, when they were all writing their verses, certain people changed their verses up and shit because other niggas was shining so hard. And these are, these are top five on that song right there. So just imagine if they're changing their verses up, what the next niggas under them bottom tiers are trying to do. You know what I mean? It's all a sport of competition, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people don't know how to take it. They don't know how to take criticism, so they start talking blasphemy.
Hip hop is definitely a sport like that. You definitely challenge everybody. You always keep your knives sharp, if you know what I mean, your rhymes. everything got to be ready to go because you never know who's gonna test you. I mean, like Meek Mill got bodied by a singing nigga. Like, I mean, it happens. You know what I mean?
And
So
that's
like,
a nigga that normally battle
A
Gotta
rap.
be
lot of
ready.
niggas would have got bodied by that singing nigga, boy.
that was his words. I mean, that's Drake's words. He just got bodied by a singing nigga. I was like, damn. Even he called it out.
Somebody, a lot of them though.
Nigga won a
Yeah,
Grammy on back
he's
to
got
back.
some bodies. He got some bodies under his career.
Yeah, so that ain't nothing new, really.
Yeah, but nah, I think he's just trying to make crazy noise, crazy statements so that, you know, I think he wants attention. I don't know. Because he's not being original. He's always trying to follow somebody. Why can't you just be yourself? And I'm not saying because he dresses like Kanye. If you like that style of fashion, that's your choice.
Cool. He's in LA and he ain't cool. That's crazy. How do you be born in LA, be an LA native, and be a square? You know what I mean?
Oh, he going in.
Hey,
I ain't say all that, but yeah, he going in.
He's still riding off that 40 Glock shit.
Yeah, I mean, just really, I mean, who, man. Okay, now check this out. Now, how whack is this? Now, tell me how whack this is. If this ain't whack, now you from LA, but it's some New York niggas have to move to LA to pick you up to rap with Dr. Dre.
Yeah, I wonder why.
It take a nigga from New York and a white boy from Detroit to even introduce you to Dr. Dre, nigga, and you a lifelong LA resident. Nigga, you
that's not how he put it in the Drink Champs interview.
The other way.
Man,
that's not what he's saying. But there's also you know what I'm saying, old interviews where he says a whole different story. So who the fuck knows? Like I said, dude's lame as fuck, bro.
Yeah, that's what we know. That's what we know for certain.
And I've always even asked this question. His first album, do you even classify that as his album, a classic or a 50 classic?
Man, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
A lot of 50 in there.
A lot of 50 penmanship. But now that's another thing that he talked about.
He claims he was mad.
He was mad because 50 took claims of him, you know what I'm saying, pretty much writing that album for him. And so he credits 50 for giving them the platform and saying 50 is the one that put him on the map. He don't even say Dre put him on the map. He said 50 put him on the map. But then he says, I kind of feel like 50 played me because like my payment ain't good, this, that, and the third, because he trying to say he wrote that documentary. Well, I mean, if you listen to it, it kind of sounds like a 50 album. Even the bars, some of the bars sound like it. Some of the hooks sound like it.
Yeah.
It's on the Chrome F1. That's 50 Cent flow all day, man.
I put gold Daytonas on the cherry red fold.
You ain't fooling nobody, nigga.
Y'all wildin'.
Nah, we ain't wildin', bro. If you there, you don't even know what time period that motherfucker's in, bro.
Yo,
you don't even know where he's at.
If you find it, man, I ain't even getting into it.
Man, like I said, that interview, I couldn't even get maybe 45 to an hour in it, man. That shit was that trash.
It sounds like to me you didn't even see the WAC 100 part because you would have thought crazy because he was talking crazy.
Look, I don't even give a damn about him. Like you already, I done had to talk about that nigga.
No,
I done expressed to you how I feel.
Hasn't heard. So, would you like to enlighten them or keep it for another time?
I mean, I don't know how y'all want to go into it. It ain't got to do with the game, so I mean,
it is part of the interview. That's what we're talking about next. You know, that was a segue. You missed it. Flew right over your head. That's the segue to the second half of that interview. Was with WAC 100 and what he was saying.
I just don't care about WAC. WAC gets into the most bullshit as debates and arguments on Clubhouse. First of all, nigga, your manager arguing with just everybody for what reason?
He be on there.
Then I seen another interview where he's getting up and coming artists that look up to him and shit, trying to do business, getting them beat up. Like, nigga, are you trying to be Suge Knight? Like, what the fuck is you doing?
Yeah,
like,
he does money.
He does clown shit to me, bro. Like,
he claims that Tupac died a legend, while Biggie did not die a legend. He became a legend after.
I mean, Derek, you in the music industry. How you feel about that statement? How about that?
Like, he said that what now? That Tupac died a legend, but Biggie didn't die a legend.
No, he became a legend after his death.
Death.
He's lost his fucking man. He's lost his fucking mind, nigga. If Tupac designed his whole second shit after Biggie, you know what I mean? Tupac had a lot of albums. Tupac did his stuff, right? He did all of his stuff on his own. That strictly for my NIGGA.
Like it's Smoke One.
Pac did. I don't care what Smoke One's talking about. but after it was all good. It was all good while Biggie was on the bottom. Pac didn't have no problems. Biggie started shining so hard that Pac had to go after Biggie. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
He got his hand over his
I got a question. But I've been raising my hand. Hold on. Let me ask you something real quick. Did Wack even explain the whole statement?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead. Give me your statement and him, and answer that one.
Wack statement is, and then I'm gonna go back to what Double Barrel said. So
cool.
Was that literally Tupac had already done movies. He had had 2 albums that it went like what, platinum or something like that. I can't remember. It was gold, platinum, something like that.
He went gold with like 2 albums. He went gold for sure.
He was in movies. He left a bigger legacy.
And then he was on the stage for other stuff. Like he's a living legend, as in what he was doing outside of hip hop too. So that's why he said he had already left his legacy. So he was a legend right when he died. Biggie already had 1 album out. Now, we have already heard multiple people that work with both of them say Biggie stole from Tupac because it was life after death. Tupac had been writing about death. Biggie never did that. He was on the singing baby, baby shit beforehand. So for him, Biggie was jocking Pac, not the other way around.
Well, they say it's also Biggie was more of the kicking the door type flow, and it's Puff that made him do the baby and bubblegum type rap.
To get the money.
That was Puff, to go commercial.
Because you got to do
Biggie was give me the loot, warning, all that. That was big. So that statement, you kind of wrong on that one. He wasn't jocking Pop because he was a warning. That whole song was about him dying.
If anything, Pac wasn't even Thug Life till after. So
that's what I was saying. Pac
already stated Thug Life.
Pac went to Juilliard's.
And this was on Big's first album.
Trying to be a coalition, trying to bring niggas together until Biggie started rocking the stage. When Biggie started rocking out, he like, shit, fuck it, I'm riding for this nigga left the whole East Coast to go live in LA and get with Death Row.
And that's what I've been always saying. There's 2 East Coast niggas fighting the East and West Coast battle. And that shit is mind-boggling. If you think about it.
If a nigga make you go to another coast, make you go to a whole nother coast, nigga, yeah, he's a legend. Because I mean,
Pac, he did leave a stamp. Pac did leave a stamp, like he said, with the movies.
Stamp. I mean, he even had more music.
Yeah, more music too after he died. You know, he did appearances on TV shows too, didn't he?
I'm not taking that from Pac at all.
Yeah, he did have a lot. I don't know where. I mean, he probably did record a lot and put in. No, that surprised me. Like, all jokes aside, because like there's a lot of CDs he dropped after his death. You know, and
Pac had
it was like different lyrics. Tupac. Yeah. Biggie had like maybe 2 albums, 1 or 2, right after he died, and then everything else is kind of remixed.
He had the duets. There was a Biggie duets, and then I think it was like lyrics. A different one where it was like a compilation that had like Cash Money, Eminem was all in. They were on there.
Yeah, it was that, but like I said, you've heard multiple people that work with both of them. It's like who stole from who. And it was Big that stole from Pac, not the other way around.
That's not what they were saying at that round table smoke when all them niggas was rapping when DMX, Fat Joe, Fat Pun, all them now, they was all rapping the same thing. And they was trying to get on there. And Big has been on there.
I think he just got conspiracy theories in him after he got shot, and then he like after that, I think that's where he turned on all of that. He was
because the deaths, because honestly, the deaths didn't really of Tupac's really didn't come into the death row. I mean, he wasn't signed, like, again, he wasn't signed to Death Row, the distribution deal. But when he went over there, that's when he started talking more about death. Everything else, it was Me Against the World,
Yeah,
Living in
Machiavelli. He did
Life.
Machiavelli. He tried to change his name before he died.
That was at the end, though. That was
Yeah,
the
that's
whole
what
Death
I no,
Row.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he was
Yeah,
talking
All Eyes
about
on
death
Me.
and all that
He
stuff.
did that during Thug Life, talking about his death.
Right. He wasn't. Exactly. He wasn't.
That was under Interscope.
Right. I'm talking about during the Death Row era.
Yeah, after that. But he was still on it. You can't negate what had happened beforehand to get to, well, it was a little bit more afterward.
I don't know. I seen him. I'm not saying who stole nothing for who. I'm just saying I seen him big talking more about death and dying and suicide before Pac was really talking about it. That's all I'm just saying.
But you
Right.
I don't see how, because Tupac was out way longer. He put him on. Your whole man's put him on. Hands right here. Y'all see him? Right there.
Ooh, I didn't even notice. Look.
Put him on.
What is it?
I'm not saying.
Tupac. He got Tupac on his shirt.
You're not going to do that to my man.
Oh,
I'm not shitting on your man. All right, Wack. My
I
bad.
mean, yeah, because he
My
was,
bad, Wack.
I mean, that's cool to have a nigga on your shirt. That don't mean that the nigga on your shirt can't steal off your shit, man. That's like Rick Ross wearing a Cash Money shirt. Yeah, he like Cash Money.
But he talked bad about Birdman.
But then he realized what was happening and was like, oh, that's some fool shit.
I can pull up more people that work with both of them that said the what I said compared to who we.
No, you can't.
I
I'm
can.
saying you can't. For every
So you agree with Wack? That's what I'm getting with.
That's what you're saying, that Biggie wasn't a legend when he died?
I don't necessarily agree with Wack. I think Biggie had already made his mark. He like, and y'all even say it like this. Tupac really wasn't this dead until he died. No, he had already done proven his point.
I mean, Pac was a legend before he did. Pac was already a legend when he was born. But
yeah, his art unsold. Like, yeah, did it sell a little bit more? Yes, but
I'm not saying nothing about him dying. I just said it was during the Death Row when he started talking about more about it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he got this, that, and the third after he died.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. Nah, but
because that's what Chris said. That's what Chris just said.
He also said Nipsey Hussle was somebody too, that he didn't die a legend. He became a legend after. Like, people they didn't know who he was until after his death. And he said,
I can kind of see that because he was
this and that.
Out west, yeah, he was big. He was big out west. The East Coast,
what I thought.
And in the South, he wasn't. I mean, he was making noise, but
mm-hmm.
I know niggas in New York was fucking with him. So
I mean, we were fucking with him down here in the South too. Yeah, he's been out for a while, but I'm just saying, as far as being a legend, I mean, he wasn't. Really he had to make it and was on his way, especially after he dropped his official first studio album with Victory Lap. Like, he proved,
that was a classic too.
Yeah,
that whole album,
he made a lot. He made a big statement with that. So he was borderline a legend, I guess. He didn't get the.
But he made that already before he it was already
before
made.
He died. So that's what I'm saying.
He just got released after he died. So technically, I wouldn't count that album like that way because he already finished the album. It was just waiting for the time and the label to drop.
After Death. It's the same thing with Life After Death and the Machiavelli album.
Yeah, but
those was already done. Before they died, they had already had it done and finished.
Like Juice WRLD, he just dropped 2 albums after he dead now. You know what I mean? Like, that's different. He dropped a couple. I think 2 albums.
Mac Miller did too.
Mac too. Some of these guys had like music in the vault, I guess, stuff that didn't get cleared or they just chilling on it or something. So a lot of people, come out with this stuff. So I think it's pretty cool how some of these guys have live on. Like, I'm curious to see Young Dolph, you know what I mean? Is he going to be on his artist albums? Has he got music on the tuck too that his family could use too? And it's very interesting to see if it does happen, and hopefully it goes to the family and all that stuff. But Yeah, so that was what Whack 100 was saying on that. He was saying some more stuff, but I was just zoning him out because I was like, man, I mean, like he do talk a good game, but you know, at the end of the day, it's like he sounds like a car salesman. He'll tell you whatever you want because you know, trying to get you to believe their story and keep it moving. I mean,
Well-
he gets paid for people viewing and looking at him, and you
Yeah,
know,
he's what the internet has made him. You know what I mean? If there was no internet, there'd be no Whack 100.
well, he's a manager, so he has to look like he's out there promoting his brand so that he can get more clients. You know what I mean? So more rappers will sign with him. That's, you know, and I understand what he's trying to do.
Yeah, but
Well-
had you ever heard of Whack 100 prior to the internet?
He didn't even want to come out and really talk about himself too much. He recently has
Like,
been
nobody-
out.
Like
I'd be like Suge.
he wasn't no Bimmy. He wasn't no Big U. He wasn't no, you know what I mean? None of that. He wasn't on them people's level. He just got to where he was at. So, I mean,
Well, he said it was he started in like 2006.
I guess I don't
Like-
know.
I've seen
Sexy Canna, yeah, Sexy Anna or whatever it's.
That
Yeah,
when was that how he dropped?
he said that's whenever he started doing his like really making his bread and his money with the whole, I guess, the management deal.
Yeah, he was managing Ray J.
Yeah,
Okay. So, but yeah.
yeah,
In the
because that's
game,
where
in
the
the music
whole
game, they knew him. That's what I'm saying. Like in the music industry, they know of Whack 100. He was just not known to the world like us. You know what I mean? The average people, and he's doing
Yeah.
it more and more.
yeah, but I think he's going about it the wrong way. He talks about all these cloud chasers, but
Yeah.
you do that's what you do. And
I mean,
6ix9ine is your man's.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, they called him out on $1 million worth of game.
He did.
They called him out. It was like,
he
hey,
did
yo,
call him.
why? Yeah. Why you always talking shit? This, that. They look like they were getting ready to fight. Even in the
Yeah.
interview with Nori, he's like, yo, let me ask you a question, Nori, because you know how he is. Let me ask you a question. He's
Yeah.
like, man, why every time I see you in public, man, you calm, nice with your wife, all lovey-dovey. And then you get
Yeah.
on the camera, you acting like a gangster, hardcore killer. This, like, why you do that, man? Oh, what do you mean? And this and that, yo. He took offense to that. So,
but
That's how he goes.
more than once he did. He said, whenever you right, you right, but whenever you wrong, you are wrong.
Yeah.
Like there are fans and buts about it, but you still stand on your ledge like you right. Why do you do that?
yeah, I don't know. That's how Whack is, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that was a pretty interesting video. It wasn't that interesting compared to like that said with Rilo and Gilly, because
man,
they were arguing, screaming in each other's face. You making money with that rat, that bitch ass nigga. I was like, yeah, they were going in.
but he really making money with Blueface though, is how he made, you know what I mean?
He
How he
making
got
money with Blueface.
Well, and
he
he's
still wears
also
6ix9ine.
over. He's also like over. Was it Cash Money West?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Which
so
I
he's
figured,
Hey, y'all roll back, y'all.
I figured they'd do something that's like for Mac 10 or something. He was the first one from the West Coast out there, but I don't know, you know what I mean?
man, Mac 10 too gangster for Cash Money, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Think about it. Cash Money
He
didn't
had-
go blood till Mac 10 got signed.
I mean, I know. Well, that's what they had to, you know, because they had to move. They
Oh.
had to move.
They had
Because when Hurricane Katrina hit, they had to go somewhere. They went to Houston first, if you remember.
They went to Miami too.
Then
Yeah,
they
Yeah,
went
Miami and Atlanta.
Then they went from Miami to Atlanta.
Mhm.
You know,
Negro,
that's
they signed Mac 10 before that. They signed Mac 10 on Wayne's second album.
Yeah, so that, you know, like
That's
I
before.
said,
That's way before Katrina.
but that's how they got certified. When you got a nigga like Mac 10 on your team, you automatically certified with whatever blood you run into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they're like, oh, you know, so and so, yeah, we know so and so too. That's my OG. Oh yeah, you certified. You good here. So that's how come they could post up in Houston, then go post up in Miami, then go post up in Atlanta, because they already had an OG and know the OGs on the West Coast that could certify them. Because you know, when you get into them West Coast games, you got to be certified from somebody out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can't just be in because they
Yeah.
don't count In.
You can't just claim the gang and then don't know who put you down, who your OG is, who your ops is. You gotta know all that. So,
Just so the audience know, we don't gangbang.
yeah,
Nah.
yeah.
Had friends that did, I never did. So
Yeah.
that wasn't my thing. No disrespect to anybody who does it, but that just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
I like wearing different colors to be under one flag, or you know what I'm saying? It just
I thought you were Latin King with all that yellow on. My bad.
This boy stupid.
Hey, what is that MSJ in that make them boys become cannibals and shit now? Y'all heard about this?
What?
It's a Mexican game. I think they call it MSJN. And they a gang, but part of the initiation is they make you eat them. You know what I mean? It ain't just killing motherfuckers no more. You gotta eat them, motherfucker.
Oh no, you see, you deal with cartel. You deal with cartel gangs and shit. So you a whole nother level.
Yeah, it's a cartel.
Oh,
you wake up and choose violence. You wake up and choose violence every day.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that.
Yeah,
I stick to my 9 to 5. I'm good.
Yeah, I work at a little 9 to 5 spot. I ain't gonna disclose where I'm at, but
I'm not into eating nigga ass. You know what I mean?
Pause.
This guy's man, oh man, oh man. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, know what I mean? Get a quick snack, and we gonna come back with a new topic. Know what I mean? Yeah.
From this little break we just had. What's up, boys?
Yeah.
Look. All right, so we're gonna get right in. Yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So, we've been trying to discuss this little thing. We had a post, current event, and we're gonna let Joey take it off and see what it said.
All right. So on today's current events, there's been a lot of talk about a transgender swimmer and winning the NCAA championship for swimming or something like that, right? So because of that, someone has sent us a post and they wanted to know our opinions, a listener, of what do we think about this post. And it supposedly comes from a swimmer who actually is a woman and she swims. So it started off with this. It says, none of you cared about women's sports before you had a reason to. Beyond that, though, Leah has not, and Leah's the transgender woman that they're speaking about. Leah has not dominated this sport, nor have any other trans athletes. She placed 5th and 8th in other events at that meet. Also, I ain't reading that part. But her wingspan and height, the biological advantages. Michael Phelps has a longer than average wingspan, a larger web in his feet and hands, hyperextended joints, main advantage in his ankles, and produce less lactic acid than other athletes. No one complained about his advantages, and he more or less dominated his sport. Some women are tall also, but if it's a tall woman, AFAB athlete, no one yells that they should compete with males. If you go after one athlete's body, you have to go to them all. If you only go after Leah or other trans female athletes, you're transphobic. Furthermore, where do you draw the line with natural advantages? So that's the first part.
Well, let me go ahead and crack this one open real quick. This is what we're talking about. Nobody cared about women's sports till now. Bitch, we still don't care about women's sports. All right. Let's get that straight now.
Wow.
This guy.
No, I'm not even gonna bullshit around with this. Nobody cares. We still don't care about the sport of swimming, whether it be male or female. The fact of it is that you can't reverse puberty, first of all. Second of all, Michael Phelps was born with what he had. So Michael Phelps was born with those gifts, but he was also born a man. The same thing Leah Thomas was born as, a man. So are you saying that it's cool since Leah Thomas went and did it? And then you're talking about, oh, she placed 5th and 8th. She didn't do so great. You know how good 5th and 8th are? You're talking about 5th and 8th. As a man, she was number 554. So she went from 554 in the world and overall in the NCAA. I researched this. So you're saying that she made the 8th and 5th.
That's what they were saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's what she claims. I didn't double check where she got her information, but that's what the post is saying.
Yeah. So she went from 554 to number 8 and 5. I'd call that an advantage.
She plays 5th and 8th in other events at the meet.
Yeah, and she won number 1 on one of the sports, right? She won number 1 on one of them. So she won a national championship and placed 5
right
and
now.
8.
Yeah, that's what the whole drama is because she just did it right now.
But when she was a man, the best she could do was 554. I rest my case. What's the second part?
So
hold on before you segue. Is she saying
it's
that?
Not segue. It's just going to continue the reading. But go ahead. You can say what you got to say.
Is she saying that we don't care about women's sports or just women?
Let me go back. It says, and this is for a former swimmer's thoughts on this situation. So saying none of you cared about women's sports before you had a reason to. Women's sports, not even swimming, just women's sports in general.
Well, that's a false statement.
That is true.
Because that's a false statement because I do watch WNBA. I do watch women's volleyball during the Olympics and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So who's your favorite WNBA
soccer
team?
WNBA team? The Sparks.
What's your favorite one?
The Sparks are good.
All right, Nate, what's the starting lineup since you watch them?
Oh, I don't know the starting. Damn.
Give me three names. Give me 3 names.
I don't know. I don't watch
2 names.
like that.
Give me one name. Give me one name.
I don't watch it like that, bro.
About that.
I'm just saying you full of shit. You ain't watching no WNBA.
We don't give a damn about most men's sport. We don't know who the volleyball men's team is.
Not volleyball, WNBA.
I mean, I watch it and watch it, and I like watching the sport, but I don't know the lineup.
Name one player that you watch.
I don't know no players. Like I don't sit there and watch it like that. If I catch it, I catch it. If I don't, I don't.
That's my point.
It's not just women's sports. It's certain sports altogether. If it ain't basketball, baseball, football, or hockey, to most people, we don't know it, regardless it be men or women playing. You don't know no. You don't know no national. You don't know no lacrosse team members.
Yeah, that's true.
Just watch.
Yeah.
Depends.
It
depends because in Europe they watch cricket and they play cricket.
Really don't. Unless you grow up in like a Latin community or a certain section, you really don't know that many soccer players.
That's true.
Yeah. See, I do watch.
I mean, I watch sports who watch sports, and I mean, women's is included though. But women's is included. Women's is included whether I know the lineup or not, though.
And a lot of people don't know them. So it ain't just women's sports. We don't know no sports, but to say, hey, you don't know women's sports? No, we probably don't. We probably don't give a damn.
This guy.
That's Carl's opinion too. Loso approves that message. Tell him Loso.
Don't be putting words in my mouth.
Los on this. I'm with Los on this because I do watch girls softball for college.
We're not talking about for the pants they got on, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm talking about for the competition. You're like, yeah. You're like,
yeah. Well, who's your favorite team? Can you name their lineup?
Who, me? I never claimed that I did.
Chris. I'm talking about Chris.
Oh, because I'm saying I never claimed I did. So
I'm talking about Chris.
Have you ever bought a woman's player's jersey that like, oh, I just got to get her jersey?
Hell no. I mean, Shamika Hoseclaw would probably be the one I would probably buy, but that's
But do they make men's apparel, like fan apparel, from women's sports too?
They do.
That's the question.
Oh,
do they?
You know what? They don't
I don't know. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying besides like a T-shirt, they make the jerseys for men.
They make jerseys for men.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just asking.
Ladies, don't kill me. I'm just joking to give y'all something. But I mean, really.
we really running back.
we don't give a dang about a lot of sports. We don't give a damn about a lot of sports. So just to say that we don't care about women's sports, you're kind of true. It's kind of true, but kind of false.
It is.
It just depends on the sport, just like men's sports. I mean, we don't care about a lot of men's sports, like you said. So that was my question. Is she just saying about the swimming or all sports? Because I mean that statement is semi-false.
I mean, I watched women swimming during the Olympics. Everybody does.
I seen the diving, women's diving and stuff like that. It's just a competition. Like Double Barrel said, we watching for the competition.
We not watching that.
Rugby? Who watches rugby? Men or women?
I watch it from time to time if I can catch it.
I don't watch it.
Oh,
I don't even watch too much sports.
I don't understand it, but I watch it.
I just look at it
whenever I can.
Crazy out here without no pads on.
I watch what I watch. Football, basketball.
I even said that and watched cricket before,
baseball, but here and there I do.
Hell, I've watched professional bowling on ESPN just because I was bored. I don't know no bowlers.
One player though, not one bowler. You be lying.
It's just watch it.
You lying to America.
Professional.
The world. He lying. He don't know.
Hell, it's just like watching professional bull riding. I didn't know there was a lot of Brazilians in it.
Pause. I hear you.
I mean, look it up. There's just, you know what I'm saying? I just like to watch certain sports. I don't know who's who.
Yes. All right, so I'm going to keep reading this and you guys can have more opinions to this. Okay. So they had to test her hormone levels before she swam.
Yeah.
She had no more testosterone that was outside a female limit. Her muscles mass began decreasing at 3 to 6 months. Then I also posed the question to you. What about the intersex people? She took 2 years off of school to make sure she could participate in the sport. Let her swim. In the sport, let her swim. NCAA let her compete. Be mad at the NCAA, not Leah. She's a person, not a political pawn. Even USA Swimming says that they have no problem with Leah requesting them in Paris for the 2024 Olympics. As a woman athlete, furthermore, watch what you say. Someone you know who's listening to your hateful rhetoric probably loves someone who identifies as trans or queer as well as an athlete. She is the first transgender athlete to win a Division I NCAA title. If men are the threat to sports, why has it taken this long for someone trans to win the title? The real threat to women's sport is not other women, including trans female athletes. It's the lack of funding, protection, and strong female leadership. It also the rampant sexual harassment and unequal pay. So think about that.
Nobody's sexually harassing that dude. First of all, ain't nobody running up on no 6'5" dude talking about let me see that cat. You know what I mean? Trying to cop a squeeze with them little buns, man. They better get out of here. Yeah.
Loso takes offense to that since he owns a cat. So go ahead, Loso.
Yeah.
My question is with the whole took 2 years or whatever, ain't that still enhancement drugs?
No, because it's suppressing her testosterone that makes strength. And her muscles dropped. So that's what they're claiming.
She was 265 with wide shoulders, looking like a linebacker.
They said that she would go to the Olympics, so
let me go ahead and address it. I'm gonna go ahead and address it. I guess for most of us. Look, got a cousin, I gotta love them. I don't hate on no gender, nothing like that. But
I ain't hating the gender, but the thing about it is if Leah was first, if the trans dude was number one and if 2 real females became 2 and 3, right? Did you see the picture of them beside each other? Leah was like 6 inches taller than both of the other ones. Now, here's my thing. If the second place girl beat up the third place girl, everybody would call that a fair fight. But if Leah was to beat up the second place girl, everybody would go crazy because they know it wasn't a fair fight. So if it ain't a fair fight, how's it a fair competition? If you see them square up and you don't think it's fair, how do you think it's fair that they compete against each other?
I mean, I've said the same thing about transgender females in the UFC beating the hell out these females. And a lot of females are starting to really realize, like, at the end of the day, we're still fighting the man. Whether you got low testosterone or estrogen or whatever it is, you're still manly built at the end of the day, and you're beating the hell out of these females. So now, does it become abuse?
Yeah.
I'm not hating on the transgender. Why don't they just make a transgender league?
Yeah.
And they competed because this is the thing. You don't see no transgender guy competing against no men. Why is that?
I don't know, man.
I mean, it's
it
got to
is
be
in a
fair.
lot of
Like
sports, right?
it's like
'Cause
Joey
UFC,
said, be fair across the board.
Be fair
right?
across.
You said in UFC there's also a transsexual
Yeah, there's a couple
female fighting in
transgender.
with the females and
Yeah, and they're
breaking
champions.
skulls and everything. So
Yeah, it's been
I don't know.
documented and know that it's there and it's proof that they're hurting these females. At the end of the day, you're still manly built. Whether you take all your muscles out, you grow your hair out, and I'm not hating on none of them.
Like I said, you can't
But
reverse.
just make your own league and compete against each other, because compete against the guys, and then we'll call it even. But you're not compete. I don't see none of them competing against guys.
Once you hit puberty, you can't call yourself. You're a man, regardless what happens. You're a man.
Like I said, it's just my opinion. This is my opinion.
Well, science says that you can't reverse puberty. So, regardless how much of that stuff you lose, you still went through puberty. And going through puberty as a man, you can't reverse it. Like you can't reverse puberty as a girl. You can't take her period away until a trans man can start having a period.
that means to be able to conceive a child. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deuce.
Till they can conceive a child, then it will be equal.
So my question is, why don't they compete against the men like they compete against the women?
Because
It
honestly,
hasn't been done yet, though. So all this is new. All this
I
is new.
understand it's new. But I'm just asking
I don't know
questions.
why.
I don't know. I don't know.
hey, let's just go ahead and get this out here for all the females out here to hear. Just because one or two may be able to do it, that makes you the minority. You're not the majority, and the majority makes the rule. We all know one that possibly could do it. One. That don't mean everybody can do it or half of y'all can do it. The majority make. So
And I mean, we're doing this for y'all safety. We're not doing it for us. As men, we're okay. We can fight a trans man. I'll beat the hell out of a trans man. I just don't want to see him whoop on no real female.
no, that's not cool. That's not cool.
If I see a trans man hitting a female, I'm whooping his little trans ass.
I mean, it's crazy, man.
It's weird, but
No problem with the trans. If you want to be trans, wear a dress, do all that. That's cool. But don't start competing against females. Talking about you the champion, and you didn't do it in a fair stakes. Do it against a man. Let me see you win against a man, then call yourself a champion. If you was born a man.
Just like you was talking about what Bruce Jenner or
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Respect, because she went out there and she won against men. She won against men and she dominated.
yeah, she
And
did.
he's short. He's short. What is he, like 5'5"?
Yeah, she didn't have to go out there and go against
Or
women.
I'm sorry, she.
Yeah,
She didn't have to go out there and go against women to win her medals. She did it the right way, and even she goes along with what we're saying about this is not right.
I'm just saying it just to me seems like
it's a slippery slope.
it's
It is very
guys
slippery.
identifying as females, in that community and in the sport where they're just, it's like, to me, it just seems like abuse. I mean, certain sport that's not contact, I mean, okay, cool. There's a con, you know what I'm saying? But like UFC and stuff like that, boxing, like, you're really hurting these females, like breaking their noses and you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not cool. Yeah, you can get a swimmer that's a female that's 6'4", 6'5". You know what I'm saying? There are not many of them are, but you know what I'm saying? They are out there. And yeah, she could dominate like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if she's out there. She might not make no noise. She might be in a foreign country and we don't know about her. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
to kind of go to fry some of the stuff like that is kind of, to me, it's kind of like BS in a way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're just seeing right then and there. You're not seeing what's out there. Because I mean, we see there's video proof of the MMA females and the transgenders fighting, and these girls coming out battered out.
Yeah.
Like that's not cool, bro. Like in a way, that's kind of like an abuse in my eyes.
Yeah.
I don't have
Like-
a problem with them competing, so why don't they compete against other transgender people and have their own league?
That is a good idea. That was one of
Whether
the,
you have the male part or not, you're still the same gender. You
Mhm.
identify the same, so you're neither nor. You're what you identify as.
I mean, just like you were saying a little bit earlier, y'all don't know of any. I did a glimpse of one, but like I said, the minority don't make the majority. Because back in I say it's probably about, and I might be wrong about this. It's probably about 7-8 years ago. There was a woman coming through France as a prospect for baseball.
Mhm.
She legit prospect, and after that, heard nothing about her.
I've heard of a few girls out here in the States that prospect for regular baseball.
Just baseball just dropped off the map. Yeah, and they did have women's fast pitch league, and they did play against men sometime. They got massacred, but they played them. It's a little different, you know.
Right now it just maybe in another 100 years when evolution comes through and
It's good there. Yeah.
it sets it up maybe then, but right now I don't think it's equal and I don't think it's fair and I don't think it's right. That's just me.
No, and to the Michael Phelps thing, like you said, he's competing against men. Okay, so if you was talking about a woman that she's 5 inches taller and she had web feet and she produces less lactic acid, then we could talk about that.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's an advantage that he does have. I get it's natural, but
It's natural.
but still though, that's crazy.
Just like even in basketball, LeBron James, he has an unfair advantage. He's bigger than everybody else half the time, and he moves like point guard.
Well, it's like Brittany Griner. They say the same thing about her in the WNBA.
Yeah. So it's not just males, you know. Oh, you know, well, it would be different if Michael Phelps was swimming against women because that wouldn't even be.
Yeah, could you
Yeah.
imagine? Could you imagine if he dressed up? If he said that, they wonder what. Man,
It
they'd
wouldn't
have
even
a
be.
chance.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
I think people would have a problem with it.
Man,
course.
I don't think. I
Michael
don't know.
Phelps. They gonna be like, well, he won so many as a man. Why is he gotta be over here playing as a female right now? So, and it's not to disrespect the transgender community. Like, I appreciate the transgender.
No respect to the transgender community. I want them to be exactly like, you know what I mean? I understand what it feels like to be picked out. I'm black. I've lived this my whole life. You know what I mean? I know what it feels like to be picked out for just living and living who you are. I respect y'all and I want y'all to live happy lives, but I want y'all to do it the right way. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want you to just go out here and think that you get certain unalienable rights, that you just get to skip line or you get to do all this because no, that ain't the way it works.
Yeah. And to me, and I know me and Joey had talked about this before, and I think me and Loso talked about it too. Maybe we wrong. Maybe, somebody could come on and speak to us,
I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
And we would appreciate if somebody would volunteer to come on here because, like I said, we just going by what we know. But
I don't recommend it, man. This castle over here will destroy them.
Nah.
Wow, man, y'all some crazy savages.
You crazy.
Get too spicy sometimes.
We opened up the mic and the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know anybody to feel intimidated about what what I mean. I come across as harsh, brash, and all that. But I really understand probably more than anything because I've seen a lot of stuff going on out here, you know what I mean, and been a part of a lot of stuff. But I just don't think that what I see, what right is right and wrong is wrong, regardless who's doing it and how they're doing it.
Yeah.
A man playing in a woman's sport is wrong to me.
Yeah.
Especially whether he's dominating or not. You know what I mean? If he was coming in 100th place, I'd be like, dude, get out of here. You just need to quit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the fact that you're using that advantage to win makes it even worse to me because it's like, dude, you've not done anything.
Yeah.
But do you feel like that also about women coming into men's sport though?
No, because they're stepping up. They're coming up. And I hate to say it, but
no, it's what I think.
up
If a
a
woman
level.
coming to a man, if Serena is going to go over here and start beating the men, I'm gonna give her more power to her. Cause as they said, men are physically more. We were given the attributes to be stronger, faster, and all that stuff.
I mean,
Yeah, but not in
to
tennis.
be
Not
in
in
all
tennis.
fairness, I
No,
don't think
not
Not
men
in
are ready
this
for
tennis.
Serena.
No, they've
Serena's
said
a
it.
beast.
She'll beast because
She's a beast.
they say
bro.
women have an advantage because of their thighs, is they're more centered, they're lower. So
So I'm
because
gonna
of that, it got nothing to do with it.
and I'm still gonna give her props if she beats a man. I'm like, you did it.
Oh, she
Yeah.
gonna dominate.
She
Let's
will
make that
dominate.
clear. She gonna dominate in the
She
men's
will
world.
dominate, man. That's what I'm saying. It's
Serena's
technique.
not to
She
play
got
with.
power,
Venus,
bro.
her sister, she'll
No,
struggle a little bit.
Yeah,
I can
with
see her
that
struggling.
If you want to dominate the sport, come over to the man's side, win it over there, and then I'll call you the best.
You know what they said? She places number 1 or number 2 right now. If she crossed over to the men's, the best she could probably do is probably like 20s,
I don't
the
believe it.
20s to the 10s.
I don't believe it.
Wouldn't cross over to the top 5. They've like actually had experts, because I've listened in on that. They said she would not be top 5. She wouldn't even be close.
Yeah,
In
I don't
tennis?
know. That's
Yes,
what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of
I don't
people
know.
who debated that and say
She'll
opposite.
beat a couple, but she's not gonna beat them top 10 tier. She might get close, but it ain't gonna be that close.
They might
I
be
think she
stronger
may-
than her, but with her technique and stuff, she's the
Yeah.
best chance they got because she
I
is
think she'll hit
straight.
top 5
She's
at least.
power, bro. She's all power, legs, everything.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
power.
That would be
do.
interesting to see, but I like I said, this is my opinion. I think she wouldn't be top 5. She would dominate in that.
Yeah. No, so yeah, I guess that goes with our opinion there. The next thing we're gonna talk about real quick is the whole drama going on with Slaughterhouse. How the group 2 members dropped the album without the other 2. There was some words. There was things happening and online, and they were calling each other out. And so how do y'all feel about that whole drama going on? Don't talk at the same time now, guys.
I think it's a whole bunch of old niggas trying to rekindle a flame that nobody really cares about.
A lot of people feel that way, man.
You
A
know what
lot
I
of
mean?
people do.
Like, we know y'all can spit. Y'all got verses. It's 2020. Nobody cares about spit. Nobody. I mean, so there you have a couple of you still got your old hip hop heads that love to hear people spit, and I'm one of them. I love to hear a good verse. But the majority of these kids, they don't give a damn what word you just said. They don't care if you know what I mean.
They don't sell like that too, because
No, they're not worried about what you said. They worried about who produced your beat, what your chorus said, and did it turn up or not. If it didn't turn up, they could care less.
And then a lot of these young cats, they got Griselda now, so like they represent a lot for the old heads. So like to see a group that hasn't done music together in a long time to come. I mean, it is cool and nostalgic to see it happen if it did. But yeah. I think we on the same page as that. Like the hip hop community as a whole, they're not looking for them like awesome music being created and chart topping or nothing like that. So
we're in the drill era.
Yeah. If you ain't sliding, if you ain't sliding and mopping your ops, if you ain't
smoking your ops,
you ain't smoking that ops. You ain't.
Yeah, that's what they want to listen. They sliding and grinding and smoking ops.
You ain't catching bodies with your slime. You ain't got
smoking on that Duke pack. Hey, fuck Duke. Yeah, no, that's the way the wave is, especially when we got the number 1 fan over here of NBA Youngboy. Like these young kids is, very taking over the game. And he's just one of these young guys that like are doing music and everybody else don't care. They do their own thing and the kids love them. So I guess.
Why would you not? I mean, man. That dude don't need no radio play and is still making like the number 1 player.
That guy gets so much YouTube spins, it's retarded.
Yeah, and he ain't getting no radio play. What do he care about what y'all think?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even. I
And
mean,
he ain't the only one. As I said, there's a lot of them like that. There's a lot of these kids out right now. They doing their own thing, and then they riding their own waves, pause, and the drill music. That's part of these young kids. This is what they doing.
But the funny thing is, him not having no radio play, he's over there battling guys like Little Baby,
Yeah,
Dirk, and stuff like that. He got their attention nationally. So I mean he's making smart moves. It don't matter. He's got their fan base listening to him.
I hear you. Go get your cape, man. Number one
Yeah.
fan. I hear you.
I hope. But if it was
okay,
Hov,
I'd rather
all right,
a lot better artist.
Okay. All right, then.
You really compare NBA YoungBoy to Jay-Z.
We talking about the kids right now. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Go post moving there. I hear you. I hear you, Hov. I hear you, Hov.
That's cool though. Like I said, I'd rather represent Hov than fucking NBA YoungBoy over there.
We talking about this era.
Dude, I said there's a whole bunch of kids, and you keep talking about him. We ain't talking about him in general. We talk about just how these young kids.
So you want to talk about trash ass Dirk?
oh my God,
He's not one of those. He is young, and everybody do like him, but he's not doing his own. He is kind of doing his own thing, but he's major though.
Like I said, he could.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about these young kids that are coming up, like the drill music all over the United States, like people doing their own things. And I named NBA YoungBoy as one of these people of it that do it too. So, but he ain't the only one, and he's doing it without really major, right? That's what we looked up before, that he's not really a major.
No, right now he's got a major, but he's not getting none of the money.
Okay.
That's the problem. He's getting fucked out of all that YouTube money.
dang.
But it's like somebody said, who's not to say that he's capping, because who's not to say they gave him an advance, and this is all the money they're getting back from his advance.
That's
so
true. You don't know.
And you did go to jail. You did have on the lawyer fees and this and the third to get out. So
this is the thing. He was going to go to jail, and they came up here and got him not from going to the feds and moved him to Utah.
Yeah, they moved him to Utah so they can put out music to get all the views back up. So they can get some money.
And stay out of trouble.
It's crazy.
Oh,
A close family friend. That's what I think I saw a report about it.
so Los, what do you think about the Slaughterhouse Effect?
He trying to talk about NBA all day. That's why. Yeah.
I know.
Slaughterhouse.
Whatever.
Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse. I mean, it's just some old ass niggas arguing right now, but I can see business wise where two of the other members is coming from. And also at the same time, we built this logo together, this family together, and just because we don't agree on the whatever deal they're talking about behind closed doors, that was one of the issues with Joe, was the deal. He didn't say nothing about the money. It was something about who they were doing business with. He never mentioned who they're doing business with, but apparently he don't want to do business with them. Yeah. So apparently Crooked said he claims they could have already, Joe could have reached out and they could have did something about doing that deal, whatever. I don't know. But it's just it's two niggas. You took the brand and started dissing the other two members. To get attraction to whatever it is that you're trying to do, and that's kind of like shitty in my view. It's like me and Joey branch off, and then you and Double Barrel branch off to do y'all's own thing, and y'all start shitting on us to get traction.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying? And then y'all going to take the logo and the name in a way and be like, well, we're the new These Ninjas podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of shitty.
I can't remember much about that because from the information like we was talking about a couple of days ago, the information that we know, we don't know everything. So
and we don't know who's telling the truth or who's lying.
Yeah,
that is also true.
So from that, I can go off of that, but like I said, Joe did say he was retired, so should they not?
Because I mean, Joe already got his bag. Joe got a whole bag over
Yeah.
there. Joe might got 2 or 3 bags. He don't care.
Yeah, he don't need that money. But the other brothers are trying to eat though. So that's
Yeah.
like us, right? Let's say
Yeah.
like y'all two, Chris, Smoke One, and Double Barrel. Y'all got money and all that. Me and Loso, we trying to eat. We hungry, and it's like, yo, come on, let's do something because we starving over here. That's what it seems like. Because if you can
Yeah.
make money anywhere else, why do you still want to beat on the old horse? Like,
But
it's
at the same
done.
time, Joe also came out and said, "Yes, I may say that I'm retired, but if the contract was right, he would have done it."
Yeah.
So,
See, he's backtracking off. When you say
but
you're,
that's
that's
what
the
he
other
said.
thing
But
too,
he's
yeah.
saying it himself. Those are his words. Yes, he said both things.
because
He
Joe
says he's retired, and then he said
I
that
hate to say-
he's only retired from music, but if the money right or the paperwork, whatever, he'll do it. So I don't. Hey,
Smoke.
fuck
Let me
with
talk. Go ahead,
but-
Smoke.
yeah, I fucks with Budden, but man, you can't be backtracking like it. When you say you retired, that means you done.
Yeah, that you're not doing it no more.
I mean, that is true. That is true, and that's how Joel took it, and that's what he kept saying. Bro, you keep saying you're retired. You're retired. It's documented. You say multiple on your pod. You always say you're retired.
Yep.
He saw a bag. That's what he saw.
I mean, the opportunity, the way he did it was kind of shitty. It was no agreement. Y'all could have did it, what y'all did. Y'all two together, you and Crooked, but y'all could have named yourself something different. Like
Yeah.
Joe said, if you would have named yourself something different, I supported you and that album. But I ain't supporting that album. Fuck you.
And that whole album, they were talking shit about them. So I was like, So how premeditated was it? Because it's true. Look, how long it take for them to make that album? And they already was talking shit before the whole thing happened. So I don't know. It's a little weird. Everybody's had their own stories. I don't know who's telling the truth on a lot of that stuff. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we just got to see. And when the truth comes out and see who was right and who was wrong. But yeah, Joe Buttons was retired. But he says behind the scenes, he always said if the bag was right, he'll do it. So, I understand that. He asked about the contract. Crooked, but it's true, and they assume too much because when they asked Royce, would you do it? I wouldn't do it without Joe. They took it as that means a no, but you still went ahead though. No communication, supposedly. I don't know what the truth is, so I think it is fucked up, and
It's four guys. It's four guys, 2 opinions going together, and 2 other opinions kind of go together. But like you said, Royce is kind of doing his own thing too on the side. So because
everybody's making their own bread, but it just seems like the other 2 wasn't, and they needed this.
Because Joe also said that he ran into them. He ran into Joel and Crooked. He said that they kind of ran each other into like in an elevator, and it was kind of like one of them oh shit moments. Yeah. All that shit talk. It's like all that shit talking you've been doing. Now y'all face to face. So he said, once they got out the elevator, they pretty much had a conversation, and he never really discussed on what was said. Just Royce wasn't there, but he said at the end of the conversation they pieced it up and that they need to sit down as all 4 members together and just come to terms to something. So I don't know. At the same time, did Joe take some of that out of hand? Did Royce take some of that out of hand? Did the other 2 take it out of hand? It's 4 different
hard
opinions.
To say. Yeah.
It's kind of like a story here, story here, story here, story here. And you're having sit downs with 3 different people. It's not all 4. So you're getting 3 sides, 3 different sides every time.
You getting a triangle. You getting a triangle out of a square, man.
Yeah. Pretty much is what it is.
Oh yeah, but we'll never know about that conversation.
Yeah, we won't know. They might be able to patch it up. Maybe we might see something, but based off everything that I saw, I don't think they'll be patching up anything anytime soon. As in making music, I think they might patch it up and just let it go. But I don't think they're going to be making music anytime soon. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but
Well, see, this is the funny thing. So whenever Joe told that story later on, Royce dropped his own track.
Yeah.
So, and he was talking his shit. So that's what I'm saying. Like Derek said, you get in a triangle out of a square.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
that's sad for that group. So speaking of groups, you know, how y'all feel about like how other groups were able to stay together? You know, like Migos, they've gone in the game for a long time. You don't hear a lot of drama from them. Griselda, they still do their own thing, but they also come back together and do concerts and stuff like that together. So you got any other groups that you can think of currently now, like, you know, that does stuff? Or you can talk about the past. It ain't got to be all now.
Well, you talk about Griselda, how they go do their own thing, but still, you know, stay united. They're structured though.
Yeah.
And they've talked about that in multiple interviews. Each person, when
Knows their
they're
role.
all three together, they know what they are, and they know they're gonna do solo projects. So if you go into this industry knowing that and having agreement with that, nobody's gonna fight, because then nobody's gonna feel left out. Like, oh, well, you went and did your solo shit, and I got left out. Well, I mean, you had an opportunity to do yours,
Mhm.
or you had an opportunity to go do this while, you know, we was doing this before we came back to do our thing together. You know what I'm saying? So once, like you said, once everybody knows they role in their position, they're you know, shit's gonna work out. Migos, for instance, I think what helps them out is that they're really blood family.
Yeah.
And coming up early in their career, Offset was in and out of jail, and then he missed a lot of time, but they kept holding it down. So that's what made them stronger, in my opinion.
I thought it was Takeoff. Was it Offset?
Was it Takeoff?
I thought Takeoff was in and out of jail.
Who's the one married to Cardi B? Isn't it
Cardi
Offset?
B is Offset. So that's
Yeah,
what
it's
it was?
Offset. Yeah, it was Offset. Yeah, Offset's the one that was locked up in and out, and then he did that time. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's stuff like that, depending on who you coming in, because we see the Slaughterhouse situation. That shit no, but like you said, old group. Look at the Locks.
They're still together.
They're still together, despite
they
all the
do.
turmoil, all the bullshit contracts they done went through with Diddy. They've held each other down. They've done solo projects. You know what I'm saying?
In the hood, they knew each other before all of that. So
yeah, but that's not always the case neither, though. Look at Bone Thug. They kind of grew up together.
Kind of.
And they got turmoil.
A lot of it, but they stay together, but they do have a lot of drama.
Yeah.
But most of their stuff was like abuse with drugs and other stuff that kind of kept them apart.
Well, that's most of the 3-6. Because Juicy said that's what tore them up. Was the drugs.
3-6, are they mostly intact or not really?
No, they still mess with each other. You see them on the verses?
The ones that ain't dead.
Yeah, the ones that ain't dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the ones that ain't dead.
Powder enough to do something.
And their family, because apparently Lord Infamous and Juicy J are really brothers.
Yeah.
Because Project Pat and Juicy J are cousins. So that's what I'm saying. And they've been together. And so they've been together for years. And they're still together. When they want to.
Yeah. They could always come back. If they had like that, they'll always show up. That's gonna be number one.
But they do they separate things too. Because Paul does a lot of producing. DJ Paul does a lot of producing behind the scenes and
he's
management
in the EMD,
and stuff like that.
Right? That techno music. EDM
yeah, I think he's into that right now. Juicy's over there. Juicy's on the West Coast, on the Wiz, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing with Taylor Gang and shit like that. But 3-6 is they at any moment, like Chris said, they can always come back.
Yep.
So it's stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? There's groups that'll make it, but then there's certain groups that won't make it.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it.
Yeah. That's basically it.
Nigga.
Y'all got anything else?
Nah, I think that's pretty much wraps it up. You know what I mean? It just groups and stuff like that, you know. Obviously, Wu-Tang was the other group that, you know, we didn't talk about, but they stay close together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, that's pretty much it. You know, we're gonna wrap it up. You know what I mean? Thank you everybody for listening. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
Know what I
y'all,
mean?
y'all can send y'all hate mail to Joey talking about how bad y'all hate me.
Yeah, hey, send it
And
on. I ain't
me.
gonna let nobody know.
And me.
Yeah,
It's all you know, confidential.
Yeah, we don't
you
know
what
who
I mean?
sent it in. We don't know who
Yeah,
sent it in.
yeah, he still won't say it was one of y'all punk ass mother. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, but definitely go check us out on Facebook, follow us, subscribe, YouTube. We on the video, as y'all can see. We also
we will be setting up a spot that y'all will be able to contribute to the call.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, because we know for everybody that hate us, there's some of y'all that love hearing this raggedy ghetto ass shit.
Yeah.
And we need y'all to show y'all love with y'all dubs, with y'all 20s, y'all 50s, and y'all 100s. You know what I mean?
Nah, dead ass.
Drop us off something, man. Let's make it, because the more we grow, the more we gonna show. You know what I mean? You see us now.
Definitely.
We just want to keep on piling and compiling and putting into this podcast, because whatever we can get to put into it, we're gonna give it back to y'all. You know what I mean?
Stay on the lookout for special guests coming up later on in the seasons. We got multiple people coming through, special guests and everything. So stay tuned. And like always, follow us. So we out of here.
You're